quiz you put on the group. What is that all about? Why, you asked, what do you think this is? Well, guess the meaning of the sun, guess the meaning of the chariot. Which suit represents element of fire? Guess which of the following cards could have a negative meaning, both upward and downward facing. In these 4 questions, I can see 10 questions I want to ask you to understand why you asked these questions. So let's start with the first one. Guess the meaning of the sun. Meaning of chariot, suit, negative meaning, both upward, downward. So what I'm trying to ask you, Neha, is, and please forgive my lack of my lack of knowledge with tarot. What is suit? Where is elements coming from? What is this up and down, upward facing, downward facing? What are these 3 things? And then you can give everybody their results as well.
So when you pull out a card, okay, so this card, if I am sitting on this side and if this is facing me, this is the upward facing card.
Okay.
So if I have pulled the card like this straight, it means it's an upward facing card. And if I have pulled the card and it got pulled like this, it means it's a reverse card or it's a downward facing card.
Okay. So the facing is per you, per the reader, not per the person who's asking.
For the reader.
Okay.
No, for the reader. The person who pulls the card. So if your client is pulling the card, or if the person whom you're asking the question is pulling the card, then it will become from his perspective.
Okay. And so it has relevance to the interpretation.
Yes.
Right. And this is, of course, something that you, if it happens right now on the call, we'll get to know. And this is, of course, something that you teach as well.
Yes. Yes.
Right. Okay. And then there's suit. Which suit, sweet suit, however people would like to pronounce it, represents element of fire. And there's wands, cups, pentacles, swords, which is then obviously not the regular card, clubs, diamonds. So what is suit here? And therefore, what are the elements here?
So I would like to show you the elements.
With the cards? Lovely. Yes,
yeah.
please.
Okay.
Yes.
So for example, I'll just show you this one card. Okay. If you see here in this card, you are able to see some cups.
Okay. And
okay,
just give us a second. We'll just put you side by side with everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Go ahead.
Okay. So here, for example, this is another card. Can you see this cup that they are holding? So any card which has the cup, it forms part of the suit which is known as a cup. So they are all grouped together. They have a single meaning. All the cup cards have some relevance. Those cups have some relevance.
Okay.
Okay. Similarly, the other suit which we have on tarot is known as wands. This long thing that he's holding,
right?
Like, yeah. So that is known as wands. I'll show you one more card of wands to give you an idea. What he's holding in his hands here, what you are seeing like a lakdi, lati type of thing, right. That's the wand. Okay. Similarly, the third suit that we have is known as pentacles. All the stars and the yellow behind it. Yeah. So those stars that you're seeing is actually a pentacle. It's not a 4-corner star. That's why it's known as a pentacle. And all the cards which have this symbol, they are all known as pentacle suit cards.
Okay.
Yeah. Similarly, we covered pentacles, wands.
I think swords is left.
Yeah, swords is left. So whichever card has sword in it is the sword card.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. And of course, Neha, all these cards would have, contextual meaning, references to it, understandings of it, which you would either get when, taking up this work with you or learning this with you. However, with that, I also, so correct me if I'm right here, normal playing cards that we know, hearts, clubs, spades, and diamonds. Here, suit, as we call it there, here it is wands, cups, pentacles, and swords. Fair enough. What does all of this mean is a learning. However, we'll get to understand some bit of it right now as well. So now, Neha, just tell us, you put this quiz up for, you must have had something in mind. So tell us what was in mind when you did that. And let me know when you want to see the results on the screen.
So when I put up this quiz, I was just trying to give people a feel of how in depth every card can be interpreted. Okay. So if you see the first question, can you just put on the results on the screen? I'll just
Yes. Yes.
take them through each question and try to explain what I was trying to bring to table with this quiz.
Right. One moment.
Yeah.
Can you see the screen, Neha? Yeah. Okay. You're
Yeah.
on mute, Neha. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, if you see the first card, which is the sun, when I asked, guess the meaning of sun. Sun in general, if you talk about sun, it talks about light, it talks about heat, it talks about healing. A lot of old age remedies use sunlight as a healing.
Right.
When I pulled that card, I wanted to show that elements that you see around you, may it be sun, may it be moon, may it be stars, may it be various figurines that you have always seen over the period in scriptures. They all have a specific meaning even when you pull them out, and they are here to guide you in that direction. So for example, if you pull a card sun, it talks about good fortune. So something is coming your way which is good. It depends on the kind of question you have asked, but that is what it represents. Something good is going to happen to you. So if you have pulled this card in a yes or no question, and the yes is the obvious, good thing that you are looking for, then the answer would move towards yes. Yeah, you can do it.
Okay.
Similarly,
yeah.
yeah. Similarly, if you see the chariot, chariot is something that was used by king and queens in the earlier ages. Now we don't have chariots, but in old age people used to do chariot. So it chariot signifies movement, moving in some direction or some space. So when I asked this question, I wanted to understand from the audience what is it that they thought of chariot. What is it? Where is it going? What is it doing? So this is from the card perspective. It talks about moving in positive direction, not just about royalty, riches, or any other thing. So it talks about that you are going in the right direction for the question that you have asked. For example, if you have spoken of, should I take up the new job? And the chariot card has come up as the future, answer. It means that you should take up the new job and you should move forward in that direction.
Right. Got it.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. So when I was talking about the third question, which suit represents element of fire? Here I was trying to make the audience understand that fire, water, earth, which are our basic, 4 elements, are all there in the cards. Okay. So for example, whenever a wand card is pulled, you will know it is relating to fire. Okay. So fire as an energy is a very tricky energy. It creates also, it destructs also.
Right.
So when you see the card, you will know whether it's a creating card or it's a destructing card.
Right.
Yeah. So from that perspective, I pulled fire as an element because I wanted to explain this to audience that, every card has its own meaning, even though it is associated to a single element, like fire. So that is.
And
similarly,
fourth question
No,
is
go
your
ahead.
least favorite card.
Yeah, least favorite card. So I wanted to share with people why I don't like this card, and that's why I put this up as part of my question itself, so that people who know tarot will be able to relate to it, and people who are going to learn will also learn why this card is not liked when it comes up in the spread.
Right. And as you said, it has a lot of, you mentioned earlier that it has a lot of not so great connotations or meanings or things that would come through attached with it. Of course, Neha, all this is, again, in case people are wondering, are we having a small class on tarot here right now? No, this is for you to just start seeing the elements that go into tarot right now, for you to have an understand that as a divination tool, it's not just one element, right? There's nature's elements in it. There are figures, pictures in it. There's color in it, and it's open to a world of possibilities in interpretation. Did I understand that correctly?
You are right. You understood that correctly. Everything in the card signifies, some or the other meaning. For example, if you see a bird in the card, then it talks about you having some higher thoughts, something which is related maybe to ancestors, or maybe you're having a macro level view, depending on the kind of question that has come up.
Right, right.
So a bird signifies that.